It can be confidently said that nowadays India is on a par with superpowers like the United States, China, and Russia when it comes to missile power. We have got ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, supersonic missiles, and even hypersonic technology. But when it comes to drones, unfortunately, India is lagging behind. Even countries like Turkey and Iran are far ahead of India in developing surveillance, reconnaissance, and even combat drones. So, what is wrong with India? What has gone wrong with the country? I don't blame the present Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the India's backwardness in drones. Actually, uh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a vision to make India a hub of drones in the world by 2030. And India has actually found a way to overcome the handicaps through public private participation in the area of drones nowadays. And the country seems to have succeeded quite a bit also. What was the problem? What resulted in the handicap of India in the area of drones? Actually, that was, I don't blame even entirely the political leadership of the country, even in the past. There was a school of thought propagated by certain experts that could be included military experts, defense experts, etc. As late as 2015, I remember reading articles which said drones are of much use in highly contested airspaces. So that was the argument forwarded by experts to prevent the country from allocating more money for the development of drones. And that thought actually got the upper hand in India. But of late, the India has definitely realized the changed war scenario throughout the world. For example, in the Russia-Ukraine war, drones are playing a great role, a seminal role. During the Azerbaijan-Armenia war, actually it was the drones that helped Azerbaijan to gain upper hand over Armenia. And actually Armenia suffered because of the lack of modern drones. So let's take a closer look into the situation in India on drone sector and why India failed, how India is progressing nowadays. Is there really any hope for India to become the global hub for drones by 2030? Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. Let's start from what I said about the school of thought that existed in India regarding drones. India had actually worked on drones right from 1990s. India had even developed a unmanned aerial vehicle named, Nishant. But the endurance of that drone, I think, was only around 4 hours or something like that. But that was an initial step, and India should have built on that. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was, as I said earlier, there was a school of thought that in a highly contested airspace of South Asia, for example, China and Pakistan have got all the modern air defense systems, and slow moving drones are going to be sitting ducks in that environment. So that was the school of thought, and unfortunately, that prevailed also. But you see, China and Pakistan didn't share that view, and they worked on drones. And China, is now far ahead of many other countries regarding drones. And even Pakistan has developed an armed drone. You need to realize that. And Pakistan has actually used combat drones against terrorists in no, I mean in, no, in the old northwest frontier province, that is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa areas and other hilly areas of the country. So they have jointly developed drones with China. China, as I said earlier, they have got most modern drones. Similarly, when it comes to Iran, now Iranian drones were purchased by even by Russia during Russia-Ukraine war. And now the drone superpower of the world is actually Turkey. And India has a lot to worry about that because Turkey is a wet noya of India. And Turkey is supplying drones, their Bayraktar TB2 drones to Pakistan. And even Bangladesh has bought drones from Turkey. So this is a dangerous situation for India. And India has to do something. You know, China possesses around 900 drones nowadays, operational drones, I mean, and India doesn't have many. India is still waiting for 32 drones, Predator drones, which it had ordered from the United States. So this is the situation. I think it was the lack of a proper policy that prevented India from investing in developing drones. And unfortunately, we are now late. Actually, India had started research and development of two drones, namely Tapas, and then there was Archer NG drone. 2 years ago, I read that they were being developed simultaneously, but unfortunately, both these drones have not yet have not yet been successfully tested, or you know, last year actually Tapas drone was tested, test flight was done, and it was said that it is going to be operational very soon, but nothing that happened. What is the reason for that? I cannot understand, because from certain newspaper reports it seems that Tapas has achieved, say it has got an endurance of around 20 hours, and the flight ceiling is around 28,000 feet. That's not bad actually. Actually, the TB2 Bayraktar TB2 has got an endurance of around 18 hours, and the the operational height that it achieves is around 18,000 feet. In that case, I think Tapas is not doing bad. I don't know why Indian military has rejected it. Fortunately, I have read that recently the Indian Navy has decided to purchase 10 Tapas drones. And of course, if that happens, I think India needs to invest in drones. Even if there are some failures, we need to continue to invest, and otherwise the domestic development will not happen. So this is one area. I think Archer NG drone, it was earlier said that Archer NG will be ready before the Bangalore Air Show 2025, which is going on at present. But the test flight has not taken place. I don't know when it is going to take place. Anyway, that is in the making. And let's come to the joint venture and how joint ventures are helping India to bridge the gap between the main rivals like China and even Pakistan. We need to mention about Adani Defence and Aerospace. This is one company, I think, which even it is not entirely indigenous technology, they have been able to strike an alliance with Israel companies, and they have been able to develop an indigenous version of Hermes 900 drone, which is known as Drishti 10 Starline drone. So this is, I think, that is an important achievement. We need to congratulate the Adani Defence and Aerospace for their achievement. And another achievement of that company is the Akshi 7 drone. This is also a medium altitude, long endurance drone, and it has got a range of around 300 kilometers, and a flight ceiling of 22,000 feet is there. And most importantly, it can carry a payload of around 650 kilos. So I think that's quite an achievement. And recently, the Adani Defence and Aerospace has been able to integrate various anti drone mechanisms into one platform. And you know, that platform was is now exhibited at the aerospace show going on in Bangalore. So this, this platform has got laser weapons, then anti-drone guns are there, then there is a radar is there are sensors there. So this is an integrated platform, and the advantage, it is mobile. It can be moved from one place to another, and I think it is a major step for India. So this is perhaps this is the best example for the public-private partnership, because this anti-drone mechanism technology has been developed by DRDO, and the manufacturing is done by Adani Aerospace. So definitely this is a major achievement. As I said earlier, they have actually developed two drones also, medium altitude, long endurance drones. And though that is not an indigenous technology, I am sure it is going to help India to bridge the gap in the drone sector between other countries. Then there are other companies also, Garuda Aerospace, which has got a military grade drone. Then there is, I need to mention about Flying Wedge Defence and Aerospace, which is a company based in Bangalore. I read that they have developed a drone which has around a flight ceiling of say around 12,000 feet, and it has got an endurance of 12 to 20 hours. This is what I read from the newspapers. I don't know to what extent that is authentic, but I think if it is true, that is quite an achievement, though it may not be enough in the context of China and Pakistan possessing most modern drones, especially combat drones. And this Flying Wedge drone, it has capability to drop bombs, and I think, but even though that's not may not be a major achievement in the global context, in the Indian context, even a minor step actually matters a lot. Then at the same time, when it comes to suicide drones or kamikaze drones, India actually has made giant strides. For example, the ALS drones developed by Tata Advanced Systems is among the best in the world, and it has some of them have been already inducted into Indian military. These drones are said to possess a range of around 250 kilometers, and they can be operated on GPS systems and otherwise, and they have the ability to loiter, and even if the mission is not fulfilled, they can return also. So that is one of the major achievements on the suicide drone front. And then again, the Nagastra series of drones, Nagastra 1, 2, and 3, developed by Solar Industries, Pune, is also another major achievement. Though the range of the drones, Nagastra drones, is not quite big. I think Nagastra 1 is around 15 kilometer range. Then the Nagastra 2 could be of higher ranges. But at the same time, they are precision weapons, and I think they also have been inducted into Indian Army. India has already inducted swarm drones also into the army. So India is now trying very hard to make up for the lapses, but we cannot deny that our enemies, our neighboring countries, have progressed a lot on these fronts, and unfortunately we are lagging behind. I think the major issue was on the policy front, and the government was actually dilly-dallying whether to buy drones, because drones they cost quite a lot. For example, India is a Predator drone that is purchased by India. I think the cost of one Predator drone could be around 250 crore Indian rupees, and for a drone like TB2 Bayraktar, it costs around 70-75 crores. So drones actually cost quite a lot, and a loss of a drone means a big loss for the military. Perhaps that was why India was reluctant to purchase drones, and India was mostly relying on fighter jet aircrafts. But nowadays it has been proved that even in a highly contested airspace, drones will be of much use. Their radar coverage will be very low, and they could be used effectively against, you know, uh, the tank against tanks and other types of armed vehicles. So I think India needs to shed its inhibitions. I think India has already shed the inhibitions on investing in research and development on drones, and we need to realize that there will be failures in the initial stage, and we need to take it in the stride and continues to repose our faith. Meet you with updates in the coming days. Till then, goodbye.